This is an exciting day here at the track. The lap counter that the gentlemen have been working on so diligently for the past weeks, months now, is nearing its completion, and we're doing the final test today. So, Jimmy, why don't you come here and tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm more nervous than anything because the software, they're updating the software. We got all the hardware done. Frank and Joe should be down here any minute. And maybe we should go over what we expect the lap counter to do.
Yeah.
So when the guys come down here, these engineers, they don't have patience for us.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So let me explain what has to happen. As you can see, Gus, I don't know if you can pick up the lap counter up there. What I'm going to do is turn the power on right now. Gus, why don't you go around and get a close-up of the board over there, because I'm going to fire it up, okay? You walk all the way around. There's a wire in the way. Be careful you don't trip on that thing. And I am going to fire the track up. And I'm going to show you what those 7-segment displays display. So this turns on the system. When we're just goofing around down here, it's not going to be on. But when we decide to race and organize, I'll flick that on, and that's what we end up getting. And then Ryan, when guys put their cars on the track, Gus, let me show you over here. When guys put their cars on the track, the cars will come around to the hairpin turn and they choose whatever lane they want because they're going to stage at the top of the hill. When they go through this area, the car will register to race. The car will register to race. We can race up to 8 cars here, but in this example, let's say we're racing just 6 cars. Well, 6 cars will go through here, and they will end up coming up to the top of the hill, and this is where we set up our race for staging. You can see the staging lights are on. The green lights are blinking around the track, and they'll stop here to stage. The lap counting system, if it works right today, will know that 6 cars are registered to race, and we would begin to run our race from here. So all the cars will sweep down with maybe a pace car leading them, or one of the other cars chosen to be a pace car. And as they come here to the start-finish line, if they're all grouped up together, the lights turn green, and the lap counting system will begin to count the laps. So when they first go through here, the scoring tower will only show the 6 cars that registered for the race. It won't show all 8 cars. The flashing will stop, and as they go around and do a lap, it'll be lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4. In this case, you can see that we got welcome race fans. Current heat race is 6 laps. In this example, we're racing 6 laps, and when we get to the 5th lap, a signal will go off, a long beeping, which will show everybody we're in our white flag lap. Now, every time a car goes around, whoever's the leader, it will sound a short beep, so everybody can tell who the leader is. Now, again, this is if it works well today. Finally, when that white flag lap is done and the leader shoots past the first sensing zone, a long beep will sound off, and if all goes well, the first, second, and third place car will light up boldly on the leaderboard with an F for finish behind them, and the other cars, 4th, 5th, and 6th, will have a finish for them, if they do finish, but they'll be dimmer. So we can immediately see who the top 3 guys are. And at this track, we score: first place gets 3 points, second place gets 2, third place gets 1. And they go up in the leaderboard. It sounds confusing, but I think it's going to really help the racing here. And the reason I'm nervous is because this is going to be the final test for Joe and Frank.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait for the guys to get down here then.
Yeah, when they do, you know them.
Show it off.
They're engineers. They're going to be, Get going real quick.
This is what we've done here.
Why do we need audio files?
Just so that you can get.
So that we can get the Australian or the New Zealand lady to
Oh, yeah,
put the
the
starts her gentleman starts her
Yeah.
engine.
The sexy British voice saying, start your engine.
Some British, some
Yeah.
Commonwealth thing. I don't know what that's called.
Show me
So
the
this is what
Raspberry
we did.
Pi.
This is what we did. Oh, here's the Raspberry Pi.
Okay,
but we're
cool.
not using.
Yeah, today, yeah.
We're using this TI DSP here, and we did this motherboard design.
So Marcus, you play around with stuff like this?
Will you let him explain?
Oh,
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's okay.
he was done. He was done.
Oh, you're done?
He gave
Yeah.
it was a
This
brief.
this one's not fully populated. The one that is underneath the track.
Okay.
All right.
So you want to
Yeah.
update this, Frank?
So what these guys did is gave me a defective piece of hardware with most of the parts missing for the development work. Okay? So
What's new?
In spite of what they gave me, we still were able to get the job done.
Thanks
I
to
just
you
thought
guys.
I just thought I'd throw that in there for.
Let me show you where that board is.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the board that we're using right there. And I put it in a drawer with a great deal of pain, but it's there so that Joe and Frank can work on it and change software, whatever they need to do. This lead right here is for this audio speaker. It's for the speaker. So long story short, they can access it. I know they want better access, but that's the best we can do right now. So that other piece, that other circuit board that they showed you was for testing. Okay, so let's get to it.
Okay, so this is the background process that's actually keeping track of the cars, where they're at, and it's sorting what their positions are. So
Joe, okay,
what we're going to test here is they wanted a lockout. So we have a queue here. We got the zone report coming in here. It's telling us what car, what zone, and a timestamp. And what we're doing here is we're doing if the report is telling us the difference between the car going through that zone and the previous time it went through that same zone is less than 17 seconds, we're going to ignore that because that means a car jumped the track and we're getting a double count, and then we're just breaking out of the loop and we're not going to do anything. So that's one of the things that we're going to test today.
I like it. Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's
Hang on a minute. Oh, here we go.
So what are you expecting it to do there, Frank?
All right, so we got three things that we want to test, right? The final count beep at 2.5 seconds. You wanted the F for a finish.
Yeah. Dimmer for the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place finish.
Yeah, a flashing F.
But we were waiting for the first three finishers, and then
Yeah.
it started to flash. You wanted the flashing to start when the first guy, second, and the third one, then everybody dim.
Sure, and everybody else gets dim.
And we have the
17
17-second lockout.
And that prevents someone from jumping a lane and registering incorrectly in the other's lane.
Okay, so that
I
should,
got in my notes shorten race winner audio. Is this old?
Yeah.
Shorten
No, we
race
did
winner.
that 2.5 seconds.
Okay.
From 3 seconds to
three.
2.5.
you guys couldn't decide 2 or 3, so you
Yeah.
picked 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And Joe,
now
the
they're, now
audio,
they're just needling me.
the audio warning for lane change, I disabled 4. I disabled 4.
Oh, did you? Okay. So the audio is different, right? So for the finish line, it's just a quick beep to count the lap of the leader. And then if you hit lane change, it's 3 quick beeps. And then we've got a different extended tone when the winner crosses the finish line.
And when does the sexy English girl say staging?
No, that's next winter's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's next,
I can play it right now on here, but we need to move it
need to
over
move
to
on.
there.
Okay, let's go. What do you need from us?
3 here. It's going to register you for the race.
And you'll see it as a solid
It
dash.
will be a solid dash
On the board.
on the board. Go ahead, Ryan. As you can see, 2B got
2B,
registered.
1A is in the
1A
race.
got registered.
Let's stop at the top of the hill.
Top side. So right now, only 2 cars are qualified. Right now,
Yep.
there. say 3B is qualifying.
We got 1A, 2B, 3B, and 4A.
Alright.
Okay, so you can qualify up to 8, and we've qualified 4. So we're racing 4 cars at this point.
So when we go across the start finish, those blinking ones that are not qualified will disappear. So it'll be 4 cars.
Gotcha.
Okay, who's got the blue card? Take us down.
All right, let's move.
Don't try to kill each other.
Two B and G. Yep.
Want to pass it on?
Leaping is somebody switching.
A1 is passing B2. If
Marcus, I had you to that third of the lap. What lap are we on?
I'm gonna get slow.
Oh, I didn't need to beat. I didn't need to beat.
That's why we put it there.
Well, that's white flag lap.
That's a white flag.
That's white flag lap.
Bell lap. That's the derby, remember?
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
All right, nicely done, nicely done.
That works beautifully.
Let me see.
That works very nicely.
What do you guys think?
Very nice.
All right.
That worked amazingly.
Huh?
Great job, guys. Awesome.
So,
Great.
so there's a lot of work that went
Okay, that was great. Ryan,
Yeah,
Ryan, you scratched, you didn't finish.
Yes,
What,
yes.
You were in 2B?
that's right.
Gus, get that. 2B.
Hold
is
on.
not- it's toned down, and he didn't finish the race. He got through 3 laps, so that's what it records. So if we had up to 8 cars and 4 cars finish, only first, second, and third are going to glow bright. Awesome, 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 Joe.
Joe, Frank, impressive.
Yeah, awesome. Looking good. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I think you got to run this thing.
What we're going to do is go around 1 lap. When we get to the second lap, we're going to stop right in front of the start-finish line. And Joe, you'll put your car through, and we'll take another 8 car. Frank, you'll use the counter, make sure 17 seconds goes by,
Yes.
which is the fastest a car can go around here.
Yep.
And I'll push it through, and it should not register.
We'll
If
push
it's
it through at
under
15.
17 seconds.
We'll push it through at 15 and make
Yes.
sure it
Jim,
does not
can you
register.
put me in the passing lane?
You and I can pass, Joe, if that's what you want.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to get past the other guys.
Okay. All right, so we're registered, and we're going to start the race. White car will, oops, Daisy. White car will take us down. Ready, everybody? All right, go. All right, we should show Joan Marie on. Let's see if
Let's do another lap. Everyone like this too.
Oh, that was an easy.
Yep. It's working well, the system.
So let me pass you so we can see it change the meter. Okay? Yeah, good. Go ahead and pass me, fellas. Okay? All right, Jeff, we're going to stop right before the finish line, okay, guys? Everybody understand?
Yep.
Okay, so it'll be me and you, Joe. You're in 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So Frank, let me cut through here.
So let me just drive through.
Oh, wait a minute, not until I'm ready, because the counter has to go off. So, Joe, you're this car, correct? All right, so,
I'll drive through and Frank, you start the timer?
Yep.
Okay, ready, guys?
Yeah.
count it down, Frank.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You drive
6,
it, you push it.
7, 8, 9, 10,
I'll do that.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah,
Good job.
it didn't count it.
Okay,
It didn't count.
locked out.
All right, so technically, if we get a rider in your lane, it will not count.
Okay.
Very good, very good. Joe, you got my car. Just bring it around.
I'm
I'm driving right
I've
through.
crashed, by the way, you know.
Where you at? Talk to me.
Green one, I'm going. Right, we have to go rider. Hold on, stop.
Is it okay with you then?
Ryan, stop. You can go.
That's kind of hard to do, Joe.
I can't go now. What's going on?
I'll grab the white car, Joe,
Thank you.
because it's too close. It's too close. Okay. Great.
So tell me something about this diagnostic test that we're running here.
Okay, so as part of the development process, what we have here is a certain sequence of user inputs at power on. And what happens is we'll test all the inputs to the system, we'll test the outputs, and we'll also test all the digits on the display system.
Perfect. So we're gonna go try it now, right?
Yes,
Which has come in
yes.
handy many times.
So
Okay.
Okay, so right now we're applying power to the system. Joe's holding down one of the push buttons, and what we're looking at here is the input test sequence. So we have 4 inputs coming in the system, and the 1, 0, 1, 1 on the far right column is showing the actual state of what the micro is saying coming into the system. So Jim, you're gonna exercise one of the inputs.
I'm gonna do lane change.
So lane change is the input number 3, which is that bottom
I'm at
row.
2B.
Okay, do the pit. Do the pit.
Pits
Yeah.
on 2. Right there.
Working.
Changing pits.
Do the yellow.
Yellow light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. So that,
Do the
that-
red. Do the red. There you go.
Very good. So
And- Yeah, so we've tested all 4 of those inputs coming in here. We can see them as 1s and 0s.
excellent.
The lap counter is now giving us a 60-second test, and when that hits 0, we're going to go into the output test mode.
How does that work?
Well, the output test mode is going to cycle through each of the 5 outputs, but we're not going to be able to see anything. So right now, output 0 is toggling between a 0 and a 1. So Joe, you'd have to actually measure something with a meter.
Oh, okay.
Well, one of the outputs is tied to the tone generator, so you'll hear the tone generator go off on one of
okay.
these tests.
And the lap counter is showing us the second counter. Okay,
so
so now we're on the audio output.
okay, all right. So that's a test.
1's turning it on, 0 off. I don't know which ones are the 3 and the 4. Might be the red and the yellow lap.
Yeah,
Okay, I
exactly.
see.
This is what drives the yellow lights
Fine,
for
great.
the lane change.
For future advancements.
So these are the output tests. And once the lap goes down to 0, now we'll go into the display test. I'm sorry, the display brightness test. So we just put some random numbers up on row 0 and 1. So this is the LED test to make sure we have individual control and there's no missing or shorted LED segments.
What's going on there?
Just a random counter,
Oh,
just to show update rate of the display. And we're counting the laps, which is a bit redundant.
so if something goes wrong, this is your check.
Yes.
Wonderful. And the green numbers are counting down the time we have to do the test. Is that true?
In general, but yeah, so it completed the test and now it's in the racing mode.
Woohoo! Okay.
So
We don't go through that every time. This is just. Okay, I guess I'm so excited, guys, because I've been waiting for something like this for 8 years. I had actually given up on getting a lap counter that can count 2 different cars in the same slot. I want to thank you most of all,
Yep.
and Frank.
yeah.
Dude,
This is
I love you
awesome,
both.
man. This is
Ryan,
Good to have family and friends that are like
thanks for
family,
having
right?
us.
Yeah, of course, anytime. Glad to see it's finally working.
Yeah.
I've been coming down here for a while, and That lap counter's always been a little bit of a source.
Why don't you tell them how long of a while since you were like a little
I
Todd?
was what? I was probably 8, 9 years old when I started here.
Probably
Yeah.
younger.
So it's been some time. Well, it's really amazing to see it working. So great work. everybody.
It's going to make it so much easier, and the races are going to go so much better because we have 20 to 25 guys down here,
Yeah.
and it's chaos when they go past that start-finish line. Now it's going to be an easy thing to qualify.
Pretty darn neat. So I'm glad it's working well now. Well, just a little note for you guys who've been wondering where I have been for the past few months here. I've actually been finishing up my master's degree, and I've graduated now. So still friends with everybody. Clearly, still in the house. They haven't kicked me out yet.
You're still family.
Yeah. So that's where I've been. You'll be seeing a lot more of me now. All right. This is Ryan signing off.